I guess being brought up in what you would call, this was at that time a Jewish ghetto. If you crossed over to the other side of St. Lawrence Street, you ran into a French neighborhood. So over here was mainly Eastern European kids from different cultures, Ukrainian, Polish. You have to really understand, go back and turn your watch back 60 years to understand how Montreal was in those days. We get in fights with the French kids, and they'd call us Mudzi Polak or Mudzi Zwift, and we'd call them Mudzi Pepsi, you know, stupid things kids do, but we got along. When they got in trouble, we would help them, and if we got in trouble, they would help us, especially if you came from outside of around here and you started picking on us. And when it came to playing sports, the teams would get intermixed so that we could move out of here to go play in places like the town of Mount Royal or other places like that. We always had fun, you know. But of course, it wasn't, and that's where I think he got the love for football. He liked hockey, but he loved football more. And we'd play hockey and basketball, but I don't know why he had such a love for football, but he did. He had it more than he did for any other sport. And I think that that's what he wanted to show kids as he came back into it. If you want to play football and you want to be good at it, you can be good at it. But you got to want to, and you got to put in that time, and you got to work at it. We had an expression, me and him, and we would talk about it. And we always said there was no bad kids. There was just bad parents. And bad parents not because they wanted to be bad parents, but bad parents because maybe the circumstances they were in, because maybe what life had done to them. So we always said we were going to chase the sun and we would come out of this, we would break the circle. He intended to try helping more kids get out of it. So for that, I always had a lot of admiration for him for what he would do. He, like me, believes strongly that to get out of here, what you need is education too. And you need to get that education. You need to have a work ethic, and you need to go back and get it. And it'll lift you out of here. We like to push away poverty, and that's wrong. We need to look at poverty and say, how do we stop it? Not how do we push it away and hide it. And that was Earl. He understood that if he could show these kids they could come out of here, that they could achieve stuff, that they could do stuff, that was a more positive way than trying to hide it. Now when I look at this area changing and becoming called Plateau or whatever they call it today, and I see people saying, well, we don't want this and we don't want that. Time. These kids were born here. They were brought up here. And you want to push them away because you don't want to see them out there. You want to take away all the things they do, playing on the mountain or putting in lights or doing that because it's going to disturb you. Well, I got something to tell you. You do that, and you don't have to worry about where they're going to be because you're going to find out where they're going to be. They're going to be hanging around the corners and they're going to be getting themselves in trouble. And they're going to be at your door taking what they can take. But if you show them that there's a better way, if you take them and you help them and you don't push poverty away, because it is there and it does exist, but how do we change the things around to make it go away? Then you achieve what Earl was trying to achieve with these kids. And that's what he did. And that's, to me, a very loving person. He didn't worry about the publicity he got in the paper. He didn't worry about, that wasn't him. He'd stay away from the camera as far as he could, as long as the kids had the stuff they needed to have. You could be a purple people leader and he wouldn't care. If you could get a football helmet on you or a baseball sweater on you and you could play, you were playing. And we talked about that because as kids sometimes when we played organized sports, you'd watch coaches and they wouldn't play some kids because they weren't as good as other kids. They just wanted to win. And the objective is not to win, it's to have the kids have fun. And he understood that, and he was like that. Just let them have fun, let them have a good time. He wanted to win, sure. But if the kids have fun and they have a good time, then it works for them, So that's what it's all about, right? And it's giving back to them. And if you ask me about him, I'd say one of the most loving individuals I ever met in my life.